Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about an important topic for anyone dealing with student loan default, loan consolidation. If you're falling behind on your federal student loans, you're not alone and there are ways to get back on track. One of the fastest ways to get out of default is consolidation. In this session, we'll cover what consolidation is, why you may consider it, and what to expect if you decide to pursue this path to get out of default. Defaulting on your federal student loans can feel overwhelming, but again, you can get back on track. And by far, the fastest way to get back on track is through loan consolidation. Let's explore how this works. First, what is loan consolidation? Loan consolidation simply means that you're going to be combining one or more federal student loans into a new loan. This new loan is going to pay off your defaulted loan and basically cure the default, and you're going to get a fresh start. It will also allow you to have just one monthly payment. Why would you choose consolidation over potentially other options like rehabilitation? Consolidation is going to help you get out of default quickly, often within 4 to 8 weeks. It's going to simplify repayment. You're going to have fewer loans to track and you're going to have just one monthly payment. It's going to stop involuntary collections like wage garnishments. It's going to allow you to regain access to income driven repayment plans and federal forgiveness programs. And it's going to restore your eligibility for federal student aid if you're planning to go back to college. Overall, it's going to improve your financial health. Some things to know before you consolidate, and this is going to be time sensitive. If you decide to consolidate or your consolidation goes through after July 1st, 2026, know that you're going to be limited to two repayment plan options. The repayment plan that it's going to be based on income is called the Repayment Assistance Plan or RAP, and the Standard Repayment Plan. The Standard Repayment Plan is going to calculate your payment based on the total loan balance, the interest rate, and a predetermined payback period. RAP, however, is going to determine your payment based on your household size and income. Please know that if your consolidation goes through after July 1st, 2026, or you take out additional loans after July 2026, you will lose access to other income driven repayment plans currently available, like IBR. You may also have to restart your progress towards income driven repayment forgiveness. So, again, this is if you consolidate or get more loans after July 1st, 2026, and you use the consolidation method to get out of default. Be mindful of that. When in doubt, reach out for further guidance and assistance in your case. Let's say you decide to go through with consolidation to get out of default. How do you do it? It's actually rather simple. You're going to visit studentaid.gov and you're going to log in with your FSA ID. If you forgot your username or password, you can probably restore it right there and then. You can just click on forgot username or password. Now, once you're logged in, you're going to go to the tab that says loan repayment. And then on the first column, last option, you're going to select consolidate my loans. You're going to go through the application and complete each of the following sections. First section is going to ask you to confirm your personal information. Personal information is like your name, date of birth, address. Make sure that all that information is up to date. Then it's going to ask you to select a loan servicer, and that loan servicer is going to be the servicer that is going to manage your loans once you consolidate. This is the one time where you can choose the servicer you want. If you don't know which servicer to select, you can do a little bit of research to know the ratings and get other feedback to more appropriately select the servicer of your choice. The servicer is going to be in charge of managing your loans. They're the ones that are going to be sending you your invoices, helping you enroll in a repayment plan. The next section is going to ask you to choose a repayment plan. You're going to be offered, based on your loans and eligibility, different repayment plan options. Again, if you consolidate after July 1st, 2026, you will be offered the RAP plan, depending on your loans, or the standard repayment plan. If you are a Parent Plus loan borrower that has defaulted loans and it's consolidating to get out of default, know that your only repayment plan option is going to be the standard repayment plan. When you are selecting a repayment plan, if you select an income driven repayment plan, that is the umbrella term, there could be an IRS data match. In other words, the application is going to ask you to authorize the pull of your income data from the IRS. If there is a match, then the system is going to generate your repayment plan options and what that monthly amount is going to look like. This is specifically if you're enrolling in an income driven repayment plan. For a standard repayment plan, you are not required to provide income information. Please note that if you are applying for a prepayment plan based on your income, also known as IDR, if you are married and file jointly, they will consider your spouse's income as well in the repayment calculation. If you are married but file separately, they should be excluding your spouse's income in the calculation. The next step is going to ask you for references. These are not moral character references. This could be family members, friends. These references are intended to be provided in case they cannot find you. They would reach out to them. Generally, they're not going to reach out to your references again unless you've defaulted on your loans again and they need to reach you. So feel free to verify the references if you have them on record. If you don't have any references on record, you can add them. You will be asked for their name and contact information. The next step is going to give you general terms and conditions. The general terms and conditions can be long, so you want to browse through them. You can obviously take the time to read through everything. Know that you will get a final copy of your consolidation that you could review at a later time as well. Once you review your consolidation application, you will be able to confirm that everything is correct, and you're going to be able to sign off on the new consolidation electronically. It's going to ask you for your name as it is on your studenta.gov records, and then you will be able to submit the application. Here's a little bit of an eligibility reminder. In order to consolidate your loans, even if they're defaulted, you need to make sure that you have loans to consolidate. In other words, if you only have direct consolidated loans, that means you cannot consolidate them again, right? You must have more than one direct loan to be able to group them together. Now, there is one exception to this rule if you already have consolidated loans. That is, if you still have loans that are known as FFEL. FFEL loans that are consolidated can be consolidated into a direct loan. Again, to recap, in order for you to get out of default through consolidation, you must have loans that have not been consolidated before in order to go through this process. If you only have direct consolidated loans, you may not be able to consolidate it again, and you should explore rehabilitation. So what happens next? Once you submit your consolidation application, it's going to be processed and your servicer is going to notify you when that consolidation is moving forward. And usually you're going to be given an opportunity to cancel or stop the consolidation if you want to do that for any reason. But once finalized, you will be able to see it on your studenta.gov account and your servicer account. And you will be able to see that new loan or loans. Please note that if you have both subsidized and unsubsidized loans, those are not going to be grouped together. So you may end up with two loans, two different categories of consolidated loans. But again, you're going to end up with your loans in good standing once you go through the consolidation process, and you will be able to enroll in a repayment plan and make a single payment through your servicer. How do you stay on track after consolidation? Keep your information updated at studenta.gov. It is very important that you don't miss any communications. Once you know your servicer who's going to be managing your loans in good standing, make sure you create an account and also monitor your correspondence. You don't want to miss communication from them. Then you want to make sure that you recertify your income or income driven repayment plan if you're enrolled in one annually. I recommend that you put it on your calendar to make sure that you don't miss that deadline. Generally, your servicer is going to let you know when you're due to recertify your income driven repayment plan. Last but not least, if you are struggling again, ask for help. If you need a payment pause for 1 or 2 months, you can look into a deferment or forbearance. Don't wait until it's too late. Again, if you've defaulted once, got back in good standing, the last thing you want to do is redefault again. A little point of caution: consolidating through the federal student loan system is not the same as refinancing. When you're consolidating, you're doing it through studentaid.gov and you're getting a federal student loan to cure the defaulted federal student loan, right? With refinancing, that means that you're getting a private loan to pay off your federal loan. And the word of caution is, once you refinance versus consolidate, you are out of the federal student loan system and you're going to miss out on a lot of benefits, like having access to an income driven repayment plan or being able to apply for forgiveness. So make sure that you do not refinance your federal loans into private loans without truly understanding the consequences. Rarely do we ever recommend anyone refinance. There are generally a lot of benefits to staying within the federal system. Again, if you become disabled, you may be eligible for federal forgiveness. If you are working in the public sector, you may be eligible for public service loan forgiveness. And in general, if you're struggling to repay, you may be eligible to pause payment within the federal system. So don't confuse consolidation with refinancing, those are not the same. So, consolidation can be a powerful path to get out of default, but it may not be right for everyone. Please be sure to know the pros and cons and know your options, especially the differences between consolidation and rehabilitation. If you decide you have more questions or you need additional guidance, please feel free to reach out. We're here to support you every step of the way.